Let's talk about Kaveri Seeds Q1 numbers. Interestingly, a sharp surge being witnessed in the margins. All in all, a steady quarter. Let's bring on the show Mithun Chand, the Executive Director of Kaveri Seeds. Thank you so much, Mr. Chand, for joining us. Overall, performance has been good, but obviously operations were hampered because of the lockdown. Even though, of course, agriculture did come under the essential commodities list. So talk to us about how the quarter went by.
Yeah, we also come under the essential commodity list. But anyhow, we have faced issues in the pandemic situation, the COVID. Even the government had relaxed many norms, but it was very difficult to move the products internally or to place the products at the marketplace. The advantage what we had in Kaveri is that we had built one of the best infrastructures in the last couple of years. We have spent a lot in terms of the CAPEX, where we were able to utilize those infrastructures by maintaining the social distancing norms. So this has really helped us to tackle the situation much better than any other one. And the advantage what we had is that we had more than 40,000 touch points across India. When we have many strategically located warehouses. So we have planned well in these situations, and we are mobilized internally, and we are a cash-rich company, so we were able to deal everything on cash and carry. So that helped a lot for us to tackle this situation. It was not easy, but we have done well.
Okay, the agri-industry has been aided by strong monsoon. How was demand by products? But, what we also noticed is that acreages have reduced, in a couple of states. So if you could just talk to us about how the trends have panned out.
If you see this year, the monsoons are really good, and last year even the monsoons were good. So these are two back-to-back years where we are seeing a very good monsoon. Compared to previous year, the acreages at this particular time are up compared to previous year because the season is a bit early than last year. But if you take the overall year, it should remain same here and there. But in terms of the acreages, especially in like what you mentioned, like Gujarat and parts of Maharashtra, parts of Telangana, where we are seeing a lot of cotton crop shifting to the other crops, especially like oil seeds. Somewhere it's in Gujarat, it's groundnut. In Maharashtra, it's soya. In Telangana, it would move to some pulses and rice. But at Kaveri, we were able to tackle this because we run on a very unique model where our focus was, in the last 4 decades, our focus was to add more crops to our portfolio. So in that way, we are the only company in India where we focus. We have a very diversified crop, and we focus on different crops, and that's how we were able to sustain the growth even in this difficult conditions. That's why we say we are the only company and the unique company which run on a different business model. Even in this situation where we usually see cropping pattern shift, we are able to gain that growth.
Tell us about the traction in the cotton business and how has the recent product launches fared and what's lined up, including the hybrid models.
The launching of hybrids is a very continuous and dynamic activity. What we do, we always invest in R&D to add new products and new crops. In terms of the portfolio, what we operate, we were always saying that we are a multi-portfolio company, and that's the reason. Even though cotton acreages are down across India, we are able to grow both in cotton and non-cotton segments. One, we are increasing market shares in both stable markets and falling markets. That has given an edge over the other companies.
You have spoken about market share across categories, geographies. Can you just tell us more about that?
We are gaining market shares in all the crops where we are operating. For example, we are gaining market shares in cotton, we are gaining market shares in rice, we are gaining market share in maize, and including vegetables, we have increased the volumes and value in vegetables. So we are gaining market share across the crops where we are operating. And the other thing, especially like Gujarat, and we are leaders in crops like cotton. even though the markets are down by 20%, we are able to gain our market share both in terms of the volumes and in terms of the share. And in Maharashtra, we gain market shares in those areas also.
Okay, what kind of guidance can you give us, for revenues, margins, profitability for FY21? Your margins are quite high compared to the industry. So the question is, will you be able to sustain them?
We are sticking to the guidance, what we have done, and in terms of the margins, we operated one of the best of margins in the industry. And year on year, if you see the track record, we are increasing our margins. And at the same time, we are doing better than the industry. And in terms of the growth and in terms of the margins, we will continue with the similar fashion what we have done earlier. And the other part is that even if you see the government initiatives like Atmanirbhar Bharat or Voice for Local, we fall in line with majority of the schemes, what the majority of the initiatives what the government is taking. Like we are a self-reliant company, and we have seen that even in this pandemic or economic slowdown, we require proper food security and food system security. For that, we require to have self-sufficient agriculture. So that is one which runs the entire industry. Again, it tells us that we need to be self-reliable on agriculture. And government program like Atmanirbhar Krishi will definitely help India to go forward. And we are doing our bit as a leader. And we produce and supply one of the best hybrid seeds to improve the yields. And as a policy, we serve farmers for the prosperity. That's our motto, and we are dealing with that guidance. So definitely, we think we will be Atmanirbhar Bharat going forward.